Today's video is going to be about just doing whatever you want. It's going to be about living with the desires that God gave you. Wait, I hear you say. That sounds dangerous. Well, hear me out. So, recently I've been watching, I finished watching, as far as up to the current season will allow. What's it called? It's an anime, Dr. Stone. And if you've never seen Dr. Stone, I recommend it. Give it a watch. It's about, basically it's like people are blasted back to the Stone Age. People are, like, petrified, and then some of them come undone and have to figure it out. It's basically the gist. So, in that show, there's a character, and I feel like I've learned from a lot of these characters. You know, you have the main guy who's a total nerd and just loves to science out. He just loves to create things. He loves to engage with technology and create technology. It's like his thing. And then you have this guy, they wake up from petrification, specifically to pilot a ship, and he lives with this philosophy of basically submitting to his own greed, where his belief is, I'm just going to do whatever I want. If I want it, I'm going to get it, you know. But he doesn't do it in an evil way, because what he also wants is for everybody else to get what they want. And he puts that want above his want. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about today, was how, you know, as a Christian, and not even just Christians, like, you know, people in general, we tend to not allow ourselves to go after the things we want. We, on a day-to-day basis, on the small scale and in the large scale, we'll set out dreams because that's not realistic, or that's not, you know, this, that, the other. And we'll choose to, you know, forego little things that are important, like, you know, maybe paying as much attention to your family as you want to, because you're thinking to yourself, oh, I've got other things I need to do, you know, things like that. And that's just not how you're supposed to live. Like, we got the order all backwards. God made everything good, and he gave you desires that are good. Like, pleasure is good. When you get what you want, you are pleased. It's pleasure. It's a nice experience. And when you align what you want with what God wants, which you actually don't have to do, you already want what God wants, you just don't know it as a Christian, you know, because his heart is your heart as a Christian. Christ lives in you.
Fluid intake.
Oh geez, I'm gonna die. But yeah, you just, sorry, one moment. Should have had that on me.
Vital signs stabilizing.
There we go. But where was I? Doing whatever you want. Oh yeah. God has given you the desires of your heart. So, if you just have your priorities straight, there's nothing wrong with living a lifestyle of just doing whatever you want. And it can feel really adventurous, it can feel playful, it can make you so much more confident. Just do whatever you want. Do you feel like being anxious and like slouching and like hiding who you are from people? Like, do you feel like being, because that's what social anxiety is. I feel like 9 times out of 10 is it's like you just don't feel comfortable being yourself around people. It's like, screw that. Be you. Nobody can understand you. Nobody can understand you but God. All there is in life is this interaction between you and God. So are you going to live limiting that interaction? Are you going to live a life where you're not doing what you want and not doing what God wants? Because when you don't do what you want as a Christian, you know, it'll lead to you not doing what God wants. And when you don't do what God wants, you'll wind up miserable because you're not doing what you really want as a Christian. So I'm making the argument here that, you know, living a life where you do whatever you want is the right way to live, and it's can be empowering to you and to others. And some of the best advice I've ever heard was somebody told me, you know, if you don't do something, if you say, I want to be an astronaut, for example, I want to be an astronaut, and then you don't take the effort to put in to become an astronaut and you don't become an astronaut, well, what happened? Well, you didn't want it bad enough. If you wanted it bad enough, you would have gotten it. Because you would have made sure, you would have taken the measures, you would have made every step, and you would have gotten there. And so that's what I tell myself now. It's like, if something's not getting done, I have to ask myself, okay, did you want it enough to actually do it? And if the answer is no, sometimes that's like a really hard thing, where it's like, you're telling me I didn't want success badly enough to get it? Yeah. You didn't. You know? Like, that's that. And it can be applied to everything, you know? Do you want a relationship enough with God to actually pursue it? If you never pursue a relationship with God, but say, yeah, I want a relationship with God, you don't want a relationship with God. Because you don't want it bad enough. You know? You might have a longing. It's different. And I realized also, like, you can have that framework and it's actually helpful. Like, you can sort of weaponize it. You know, you can be like, okay, what do I want? Identify what you want, okay. Now, if I really want it, I'm going to take steps to get it, right? And this is going to get into the next part that I was thinking about. Like, when I was watching that anime, you know, Dr. Stone, there's all these different characters, and they're all really good at their thing, and they all get super hyped and pumped about their thing. You know, for the main character, it's science. For this one old guy, it's like building intricate stuff. For this other girl, it's like doing like crafts like things. And watching them get hyped and pumped about doing whatever they want, it's like that empathy sparked in me a little bit. And I remember what it feels like to study, like to just really like dig into something and get the knowledge out of it, and like start building something with my hands, like in the, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, like getting taken by the spirit of creativity and being taken by the spirit of curiosity, and you're just like, you have to figure it out and you have to like do something with your hands until you get it, and it's like euphoric, you know? It's the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world. And I realized that's wealth. That is wealth. That is spiritual wealth. When you have that joy, when you go after what you want, you know, when your desires are being fulfilled, that is wealth. In the same way that money is, you know, wealth, you could consider it as like money that circulates all around you. It's not, wealth is not having money. Wealth is becoming an ecosystem of money, you know. where it's pouring out of you and into you, and it's kind of like a body, like blood, you know? And when you, just take a step back and think about that. Imagine somebody who's wealthy. They've got all this wealth circulating through them, and now imagine that they're just doing whatever they want. Like, whatever they deeply, really want, you know? So not just the simple things like pleasure, not just eating whatever they want. Because you got to think, like, okay, I want to eat whatever I want, of course. But do you want to be healthy? Yeah, okay. Well then, do I want to be healthy more than I want to eat whatever I want? Well, yes. Okay, well then, eat whatever you want within the context of being healthy. You know what I mean? It's priorities. You got to get your priorities straight for what you want, and then you can just live your life doing whatever you want. But that's wealth. It's like there's some... Oh my goodness. It's like all this. Just like look at what I'm looking at in the game. It's like... Man. Putting into words is hard. It's like I understand it, but I'm like... There's some spirit of abundance in everything, and you have to tune into it. You have to be like... You have to realize that this is beautiful. That is so beautiful. Look at it. It's red. It's beautiful. And it's not just positivity. It's more like this craving within you. It's like this almost predatory drive to seek pleasure. And you can weaponize it, or you can... I don't think it's really weaponizing it. I think it's just how it's supposed to be. It is if you understand that God put that there for a reason, and then put it in context, it's, oh, this is the thing that's supposed to push me towards God, you know? Like, I want to be over there. Like, I just want to be over there right now. And I wanted to make this video because I was thinking about how cool God was, and I just did it. And, like, there's all this beauty around, those fish are swimming, that's cool, that thing's cool. I don't know, it's just interesting. And it's like, this is a new set of eyes that I've been trying to apply to my everyday life. And, you know, like, normally I could just fly past this. But instead of just flying past it like I normally would, I'm listening to that tiny little, like, whisper in my heart that's like, what is that? Go look at that. You know, like, I'm listening to the curiosity, and I'm letting it take over. And this thing is cool. What is this thing? It's a floater. And what happens if I put it on this? Does it stick there? Oh. Oh, it does. It does stick to it. I didn't even know that. I didn't think that would happen. This is straight off the rip. This is not intentional right now. But I'm doing this. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I bet you, that if I put them all like this, it will change how it flies or moves. Yep. There we go. I got it to tip over. Nice. This is what I mean. Like, I'm having this experience right now that I never would have had if I hadn't just randomly decided to do the thing that I wanted to do, instead of doing the thing that I should do. I could have been going to those coordinates, or I could be having this experience. And when I want to go to those coordinates, I'll go to those coordinates. You know? This is just such a better way to live. It makes you so much more interesting, and it makes you healthy. And I've found that it increases your level of morality. And when you have an understanding, when you want other people to get what they want, and you're thinking about what other people want, then that's a game changer. Then it's like, you know, instead of trying to put your version of success on people, which, you know, you don't like when people do that to you, so why are you doing it to other people? Oh my gosh, man, it's just, everybody can live a life doing whatever they want and be moral, because everybody can want morality. Everybody can want a relationship with God. And why wouldn't you want a relationship with God? He's God. He's literally God. He can provide anything you need. If you have a need or a want, he can provide it. So obviously you should be close to him. It's just a given. Like, if you're selfish, the best thing you can do is give yourself to God. It's the best thing you can do as a selfish person. Because then you're going to get whatever you want. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. You get where I'm going with that. It's like, there is no, like in my mind, there is no other way to live anymore. Like after I've seen this, it's like, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to make videos whenever I want. I'm going to live however I want to live. I'm going to say whatever I feel like saying. And it's going to be a process. I'm going to have to learn how to do that. I'm going to have to undo years of programming. I don't know how many times I've like felt anxious, and this is tying back into the last video on authenticity. It's like, I don't know how many times I felt anxious talking to somebody about Christ because I feel like I have to do something instead of just being able to like nerd out and understand that they have wants and adhere to those wants because I want them to get what they want, and I want to talk about what I want too, so I'm going to talk about Christ, you know. It's a completely different mindset. It's a completely different mindset, you know. And it just feels so good. It feels so good. I love how I'm just spinning. Goodbye. How many of them would it take? That is my question. How many of them would it take? They put this here for a reason. They put all these here specifically so people would get curious and try this. I'm realizing now. But dude, life is just more colorful when you are aware of the spirit of wealth. Like that's what I'm gonna call it. It's just the fact that like God owns all of this and God is pleased with all of it. You know, except for the dumb things that humans do. And there's so much good in everything to be appreciated. And to be chased even, you know? As you feel like chasing. And it's just so good. It is just so good, man. I feel like $1 million. I feel wealthy. I feel wealthy. And I think that that's the mindset you need to have in order to achieve wealth. You know? That's the kind of mindset you need to have for God to be able to give you money and to not just be miserable with it. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Big fellas. Let's see what this there is.
30 seconds.
I think that that's all I have for today. Just be aware of abundance. You know, not all abundance is for you as well. Like, not all abundance can, or well, it is. It's just not all abundance is useful to you. But be aware of the abundance around you, and you're going to have your eyes open to things that you can use. You know, you're going to be more aware of those things. Just be abundant. Just be abundant. Like, you know, whatever situation you're in today, like, I don't have a job right now. I literally just got fired. But I've been living this way and thinking this way, and I'm not spending my money on much. I've spent my money on some stuff to make some bread. That's about it. And I don't intend to be spending money like that because I want to have money, so I have to make money first. But I don't feel poor anymore. When I was working that job, I felt poor. And now that I have all this time freed up and I'm thinking in this mindset, I just feel wealthy. feel good. Alright, that's all I got. Peace out.